Yeah, that looks like the smart play. It looks like what they're at least opting for. But Argentina did opt to back away from Japan, but it seems like they've come across one of Turkey's players. Sixmo here, not at the highest highlights if you want to look at the rest of Turkey, but he's certainly a damage dealer. Not this time, though. Argentina drawing blood and overwhelming the one man. You can't get away with these very split up, very sporadic looting areas that maybe Turkey were looking for. Simply put, you're going to get outdone and you're going to get punched down.
Oh, well, that's just an awful way to go, especially on the final day, the first game. Sixmo, the scout, looking for the compound early, and for Turkey, they unfortunately lose position. For Argentina, they gain it now, and they also pick up a 3-point.
And Korea on the move, leaving Picardo not too long ago. They're just kind of west of Los Leones, keeping you up to date on our current leaders, swinging around towards potentially where you could see Turkey or Finland, and Russia in the north west there. They do have a long rotation, but we know how they like to play. They can be meticulous, cautious, slow, and then they really put that stranglehold on late game. That's yet to be seen, though.
I think they might actually wrap in through the middle on the western side of this phase 1 zone, anticipating that the north side of this zone is going to be quite congested, and so opting for a different path, essentially coming in from behind Thailand, and well, that would make a doozy of a battle if it does happen. Australia can spot as Luke 12 by December 12th. Luke able to get away for 11 health, but now we'll see whether or not there is still some more shots to be fired of a distance, and I think he's safe for the time being, but boy, he needs to heal up quickly.
Yeah, he really does. Luckily for them, to some extent, there's no one really pulled up here, so he should be safe to get a heal off. He needs to be very careful pulling up like this. China are not far. They are definitely hunting them down, keeping that pressure up, but it looks like Luke 12 will get away for now, unless someone maybe catches a very opportune glimpse at him. Surprised he hasn't taken the time to heal, maybe feeling they want to move further away from that threat. But Team UK is waiting not too far off, and again, China do get vision. He's a one-shot, so again, caution has to be shown here.
Bit of a distance now, though, between China and Australia. I think those shots aren't really going to land.
Oh, I don't know. Luke's in a spot of bother.
Jeez.
Zoidmate's at least pulled up as well. You can see the 24s come out, so hopefully he's got a bit of range to that. Maybe just keep some pressure on them, suppressing fire just to force them back away from this peak on the ledge. Allow time for Luke to pull off the hill, which he's done. He's back, he's good to go. SLR could be knocked out, and it's time to fight this back. But you are seeing in that mini-map, someone's getting a little bit close. I don't know if they're going to engage on this.
Yeah,
I don't know how wild they're feeling here.
It was Michael from United Kingdom. On our map, we can see that he's pretty close to Australia, just not close enough to really engage, as you said. And so we move over to Chinese Taipei. A surprise packet for me, at least for how they performed over the first 2 days. SR Milk, we've seen some highlight plays out of their players. Here comes Russia, and they're about to go through Picardo. It looks like it will be the middle section out west for Phase 1. And speaking of Phase 1, it's about to end in a minute.
Yeah, Thailand could be the ones greeting them if they keep going on this trajectory for now, and they just kind of slap themselves in there following the road southeast of Picardo. They could come across the Leones, and then north of that is Thailand waiting. So this is quite an interesting setup for most of the teams. China going right past Australia at the moment. They're putting a couple of bullets right back at them. Maybe a nice bit of sweet revenge there. But it's a very north to south split here. Most of the teams trying to sit on the band between Los Leones and basically the coastline, knowing that eventually the circle will move away from the water and towards the land. It's the smart thing to do. It's you're hedging your bets, and every team seems to have that in the back of their minds. Now, we do see that the USA is just about to make it in on that southern road, as you predicted.
Well, they've already actually made it in. It's just Valiant who's still far behind inside of the blue. Bahawaka and Zampa are actually just south of South Korea, ironically, in this Phase 1 zone. Brazil actually were just behind Valiant as well, but they've diverted slightly as we go over the map. 5 seconds time. It's get your prayers out time. If we want to see these islands. Brendan Green, please! No, didn't happen.
It's still someone in there. It should move away from it, but it does create a bit of an issue, because there's still a lot of water here, and no one really wants to take those islands. With the likelihood of it moving away, it's going to limit the amount of available area.
Speaking of moving away, though, look, I hate to say it, but South Korea have been quite fortunate over the first 2 days. This zone moving drastically far away from their current position, south of Los Leones. This might actually be the worst zone that they have had throughout all of PUBG Nations Cup right now, so it will be interesting to see how they traverse this.
Yeah, no, I'm curious as well. Now, I would say with Los Leones still, I guess, on the very cusp of this circle, it's not actually in it anymore, but you could use it as a rotation path, because you could almost, I guess, somewhat happily predict that no one's going to have taken that spot. Everyone will abscond away from Los Leones. It could be there as a potential, but it's risky. We do see Korea taking their time here. They'll be fine. Back in the vehicles they go. It looks like they're opting for a very similar route towards Brazil and Russia. So these guys will be working their way around on the I guess, longer side of rotation. They do need to be careful here. If Brazil have nothing to lose at this point, if they want to try and make up for the mistakes they made, this could be an engagement they take. They might just completely go past each other.
The United States going up the Eastern Highway. Just want to touch, United Kingdom have got a nice 2-2 split in this zone currently. Good start for them. Asempti's going to be spotted by Basil. Throws out the nade. The shot misses as well. Asempti gets behind the container, but that Murado is not going to live for much longer. And I think that means now Finland are going to have to commit to this fight potentially here.
I don't know if they fancy that. Samti nade out, it's time to go. We're going to have to see if they can hold them back. Vietnam aren't really feeling this one too much. You do have Germany as well, just towards the north of Impala. So again, this is teetering on the edge. If it does explode here, I'm sure we'll catch it. Tixu's trying to find a glimpse, but again, Vietnam relatively spread apart, so they shouldn't be trying to push this engagement. We are still seeing Korea being quite cautious here, it looks like. Touching on the blue, and they're going to be working their way around. Russia about to find their way in as well. China waiting on the other side.
Yeah, Germany's actually starting to push down Impala as well. Hearing the shots, they're pushing closer towards Finland rather than Vietnam. So Finland might find themselves, well, in the middle of two different teams here at the south side of Impala if they're not careful. Right now, though, they've got compound buildings. This is the thing with cities as well. It makes it difficult to get these knocks and engage in these fights. You don't want to be too aggressive. For example, if you're Germany, you've already got decent position inside of the zone. There's no need to be overly aggressive here.
I am a bit worried about Korea's approach to this, and the desk I'm sure will break it down more, but they look very passive for Korea. Considering they'd been quite assertive prior to now, it looks like this long rotation might put them right next to Australia, China, or Russia. All very aggressive, scary teams, and again, this northern engagement could kick off at any moment.
I wonder if they want La Bendita for the high ground advantage to be able to scout this phase out and get, you know, some information. The downside is Russia's already there. They might not know that.
Yeah, they're going to find out with a horrible surprise if they do, but it looks like they've kind of adjusted going just north of Los Leones on the smaller road coming straight in, so they could find some room. Thailand is not far away from that. Again, I'm trying to keep our eyes mostly towards that top 3, top 4 position here, just because it really could shake things up. Russia, a couple of shots down towards Australia, but these are quite far away, even with a doozy on the other side of it.
Yeah, obviously for China, this is the last-ditch effort. No points from this game. I would put a line through them for their chances.
And there it goes, yep.
And for Russia, if they could, say, get a wipe on China, well, that's 4 crucial points potentially, as Korea are now just starting to make their way out of the blue, which we actually are now getting phase number 3 as well. Does it go to Impala? No, it actually shifts over to the west, over towards Korea. La Bendita's only slightly in. It's no longer really...
engagement. Hold on. We actually have Korea and Russia having a bit of battle. Pio's already kicked this one off well by getting a very strong tag towards Senya. He's going to find a bit of a deflate to get the heal off in, but let's see how aggressive they go, because you have Thailand setting up on the other side here.
Yeah, South Korea actually starting to disengage from that initial fight with Russia, heading towards Thailand. Canada grouping back up in the center of the zone. PO one last little shot before he gets back in his vehicle and sends it over to the rest of his squad, because they're going to need him. They are about to engage with Thailand right now.
This is... Oh no! Inonix has gone down! This is a disaster for Korea. If they don't recover right now, this could all fall apart. And there's the nade coming through. Loki's been caught off.
PO's coming in late. It was a steal from K-Mind as well onto Inonix. Thailand need these points as well. Not just the fact that they're going to wipe out Korea, but they want the points for themselves. And I think for Aqua 5, it's time to disengage. They can still have 2 players alive.
They could, and you do not want to give the points to Thailand. If you're going to be smart about this, you'd rather die to pretty much anyone else. Avoid Russia, avoid Thailand, move away. But this is what we mean about Championship Sunday. Anything can and will happen. Now let's see if they can disengage effectively. Russia's going to have hurt those shots, and they might work out who's kind of getting involved in this. And I'm seeing Kemba on the move. I'm seeing maybe Senya with him. And this is an engagement. We have Chinese Taipei having a bit of a battle with Germany here. They are holding the building for now, but would they dare breach this?
There's the live rankings, and Chinese Taipei in 4th. Nade goes in, but it's unable to find a German member. In fact, it does get Chris down to 50 health. We switch over to China now, who have actually caught back up with Australia, and that's going to be a knockdown. Elimination. 3 are down. Is it 4? It is. Unfortunately, Australia out in last place. I don't like the words that are coming out of my mouth.
No, and it's a bit of a shame to see, but here's my choice of it all, and that couldn't go any worse for me, could it? Chris here, up top in the building already. The compound has been breached. You're going to see that as well. Milk there, leaving a sour taste in Kane's mouth. Looking for more, though. Do they re-push this? Taking time to fall back, make the heal. There's the engage, though. Third party, is it? No.
It's empty.
Yes, it's empty for Finland. The PEL teams may be trying to help each other out, but at what cost here? They're just brutalizing each other. Breaksco might be able to find an angle, but it looks like Leo has an idea.
Yeah, Finland pretty much control all of South Impala now. Up north is the exchange with Germany and Chinese Taipei. It was Chinese Taipei who initiated the fight. They were throwing in all of their nades. They might be out of that sort of ammunition. And Shyway will be bleeding out to Jempty. Leo and Milk, do they continue their mission in trying to take on Germany here?
It's a rough engagement if they do. They're pushing against hard cover, and you can see Adair Mayfire, if he keeps a good bit of insight towards this and a good bit of vision on the remaining players, he can relay that information to the others, the likes of Breaksco potentially. Milk is still waiting by, and Kane is still bleeding out here. Chris has been kept busy in the meantime. He can't make the play on this.
Let's head into phase number 4. Is it Central? No, it's hard west. That's a hard shift over to Russia. Look at Thailand's split, though, the 2-2 split. They control the entire southwestern side of this circle. They can gatekeep the last 2 members of South Korea.
We basically have the top 3 in one specific area. SR for now for Chinese Taipei, finding an engagement towards Udir Mayfire. That could at least alleviate some of the pressure coming down to the rest of his teammates. Smart move from him to try and isolate. The nade doesn't quite reach, and SR's in danger himself. Going to fall back away and try and find some cover.
Kate was able to get picked back up. Presto, though, knocked down. It's a 1-for-1 knock. Leo knocked by Chris, as Milk is still close. He does spot Chris, who was throwing out the nade. Did he cook it? Oh, he just didn't quite cook it long enough. It took some time, and Milk was able to get away. And he might be able to also get Leo back up. They need him. They don't want to go down to just 2 players. Oh, Chris from above.
See him. He didn't see him at all, just under the gun. Unable to get the vision. If he did, that would have been 2 kills. They're just down there, Chris.
Look
if
down.
only he knew. And Milk's falling off that revive every time because he sees this. And Chris has no idea. Milk getting away with murder as SR needs to move up and try and provide some support here. Chris, though, starts lingering, starts looking. This could be a big pickup here. You still see Leo looking worse for wear. There's the pickup. There is the brutality as SR wants revenge.
It's all pride for Germany. They're in last place. For Chinese Taipei, a top 3 spot certainly on the line. Currently in 4th on the live rankings. Brexco still knocked down. Germany want to be able to regain some pride in their performance here at the Pubg Nations Cup, and Chris gets the knockdown onto Milk. Only SR remains, and he's inside of the blue.
And you have to give credit where it's due to Chris's position. He disengaged from the building. He's holding back, knowing SR needs to come his way. This is smart play from Germany. Be it too little, too late, it doesn't matter. Chinese Taipei, go down 15. We've got a crash coming in.
Sept is going to be close to Basil. Up close, Mexi and Tixku back over the wall. Jempty comes in as well, but Sept is going to be going down immediately. He was the entry fragger in this scenario for Finland. They no longer have positional control in this compound. Vietnam, they win the first battle. Will they win the war?
But yet to find out still trying to find a way in here for Finland. They're being kept on the outskirts. Pow waits down below, knowing the breach could be coming anytime soon. However, where's the utility from Finland? We're about to find it. Mexi with the tick, looking to try and maybe work out where these opponents currently reside.
I mean, that note pretty much says he doesn't have full information. Throw it into the smoke instead. Basil runs by. It gives Finland the go. They know that they're all inside now. Sapao so close to them. Can he get 1, 2? Sapao indeed! He gets the double onto Mexi and Tixu. Finland down to 1. Jeffy through the door. No more. Finland are out in 14th place.
Devastating push for Finland. They could not clear those corners, and we are seeing Korea in danger. The USA moving from the south now. They're going to be moving up towards Aqua 5. PO just below Russia as well. This could be them going down well out of position. PO on the engage towards Russia. A dangerous game, but he's found Senya. But Aqua 5 falls in the meantime. They're down to 1.
Yeah, it's last one standing now for PO. Many regard him as the best player in South Korea. Just wants to finish off Senya. Try and confirm a point. Garvey with a knockdown though onto Uber. Does put pressure back over to Russia. The nades just not close enough to finish off Senya. He crawls towards Kemba and says, it's a safe res. He says, no, it's not. I'm getting out of here. PO with the shots towards the Murado. They might still go for the res. Never mind. Hooks it out of there. PO is gonna get this kill.
He is, but it's a question of how long can he stay alive. Kemba is on the recovery mission, trying to help out Aduzi, who's being kind of engaged upon by China. Aduzi's trying to hold on to this for dear life, but December 12th is knocking at the door, and that's going to be an execution. This could open this wide up.
It's gone so horribly wrong for Russia. From one point being able to potentially knock out South Korea, to a position where they might get 0 points from this game. Kemba is the last one standing, needs to somehow get Uber back up.
But then do not blink and miss this. The USA are right next to Thailand as well. We're going to see the top three all under pressure, all looking worse for wear here. The USA is about to find the fight. Germany's found the UK in the meantime, but that's beyond the point. Here's Thailand, here's the USA. It's a big battle about to go down.
It just doesn't stop. We've had battle after battle after battle. Bahawaka cycling through the nade, throws it out towards Thailand, but they've got the compound advantage. Defensively, they're in a better position than the United States of America. They're on the road. They've only got crashed vehicles to hide behind. They're also getting pressured by Brazil.
Exactly that, and look at the blue. That's going to be on their back anytime soon. Zampa is praying for an angle, a pick. If he can open this up, it's an avenue of approach. That's what they're banking on. That's what they need, and they're simply not getting it. Littering the floor with smokes might give them a second, but they need to make the play, and the man at the forefront is Duckmans. He would make first contact if they try and run that line, and that is a very scary player to move up against.
Duckmans, unfortunately, is on the low ground. It's going to make it difficult for him to have as big of an impact as, say, someone like Minoru Oshipi.
They're going, they're sending it. Bahawaka leading the way. They've made it to the wall, but look at the off angles coming in from Thailand. They're just about holding on to this. How are they still alive? Oh, Thailand's in danger as well. Zampa's gone down though. He was your point man. Can they keep going? They need to keep the pressure building, but they're being held back. Only Sharky and Bahawaka are on their feet. The rest have already fallen, and there goes Germany. But now here comes the push. The USA is Duckmans, and oh my word! Again, Thailand hold on.
A 3K from Thanawa. They didn't even need Duckmans in that fight. They didn't use him at all, and Thailand are into the top 9 teams remaining. They're picking up kills. They're putting the pressure.
Look at this fire. Look at this fire. They're in the middle of the open. That's going to be Korea spraying down towards them. Canada, Brazil. Oh, Duckmans. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, no. Duckmans obliterated into smoke, into nothing. And the rest of Thailand are on the edge of this circle. They're not even inside of the circle. Shippy, Minoru, Thanawa. They almost need to send it right into Pio. If there's any other time to send it into that heart, now is the time to do it.
They're trying a new angle and it may go even worse. Pio, he's unleashing hell, and they've gone down. It's just Thanawa alive, and Korea is banking on these points. One man stands for Thailand as Russia is losing out as well.
Pio on 2 kills. If he gets Thanawa, it'll be 3 and it'll be an extra point. And Trusty's error, but Thailand are out 9. They get no placement points from this game. That's a positive for South Korea.
But can Russia do anything? Good nades coming out, but still China has been an absolute thorn in the side. In the meantime, the UK goes down in 8th. Somewhat irrelevant to this matchup, but still, we have to remind ourselves, with Pio's still alive, he's holding on to this. Oh, good nade. Oh, goodbye, Kemba. It's an absolute nuke. And Uber, the MVP himself, fights back just as hard, but he's all alone now. December 12th. Could he make the play? Does he go for the revive? Time is going to be ticking. 4 seconds until the blue moves.
Yeah, time is of the essence. Uber, underarm nade. Is it too far? No, it's not. He's got it. He destroys China in 7th. And Russia have now got 3 kills. All 3 of them to Uber. Russia are keeping their foot on the pedal in this first game of the day. But I want to switch the attention to Vietnam. They've got 10 kills. This is a team that was only 6th place coming into this game, tied with the United States in 5th as well. This is massive for Vietnam. They might enter the top 3. The nades.
You've got to be so careful. Argentina want this fight. The nades are rolling in. Oh my God, he got it so good. Bobby obliterates Brazil, and he keeps adding the pressure. The answer back, it's swift and it's decisive. Brazil go completely into tatters, but as do Argentina.
Pio stole a kill. That's an extra point. Not only that, they're in the top 3 all of a sudden. South Korea are in the top 3. At one point, they looked like they might have gone out in 12th. With like no points, and how somehow they always find a way. Pio, I did say many regard him as the best.
But can he do more? And I know it's a big question to ask, but you look at who's left. You have Canada and Vietnam. Now these two are going to be focused surely on each other. The big squad's left standing. And if that happens, Pio can somehow be the snake in the grass, the dagger in the back. Canada's starting to use all their utility here. They want to try and clear this out. Those long nades, trying to get that knock, allow that pressure to build. Moody, in the meantime, going to try and pick up that level 3 gear, essential to late game play now.
Pio needs to actually start moving towards Canada rather than Vietnam. It seems like he's being attracted to Vietnam. That will be his downfall if he's not careful. Canada might not have spotted him just yet. And if they haven't spotted him, he should be able to sneak into their compound while Canada are trying to deal with Vietnam. But this has massive ramifications for the rest of the day. Canada in 7th, Vietnam in 6th coming into this game. And of course, South Korea, Pio landing some tags. But that gives away his position now in the fields.
The one thing is, neither of these teams can truly cross to him without being open to the other, so he's somewhat able to get away with this until the circle moves away.
My days.
Canada has it all to play for. A big kill game from them as well. Same can be said for Vietnam. The teams who are within that 60-point cutoff can now really kick into gear. This is the performance you needed.
And this is also a nightmare for the likes of the United States, Chinese Taipei, even Russia to a degree. Pio says, hello, Vietnam. Nice to meet you, Sapao. He puts him down. Basil is there, though, for the revive. It could be handy. It could be required. Levi's and Nim at the back have got the blue zone right on their backs. They need to somehow crawl over to the hut of their two teammates.
The one thing I want to say about Canada to take it down a step here is their positioning is good. I like what Maluk is doing there, trying to push up, utilize the terrain, ensure they're being kept back. The nades are coming through pretty strong. You can see them under pressure here. Vietnam tunnel visioning towards Pio. He could be keeping their attention. The blues about to move.
He's got 4 nades left here, does Pio. He could still yet maybe pick up 2, 3 potential kills onto Vietnam if they get closer towards him. Nim goes to the heart. That's one way to use the pickup truck. Maybe some lessons there for Brazil.
Wait, they're moving up towards Canada. That's a dangerous game. Drassel and Maluk are going to be on notice. They know what's happening, surely. Yes, it's K-Mine to find him. But all of this happening means that still in the background is Pio!
He gets a knock onto Levi's. He steals the kill. This is huge. Vietnam getting ripped apart. Canada should potentially come away with the win because of this, because Pio is on the edge of the blue. Surely he isn't able to pull a Duckman himself.
But he's doing the smart thing. While everything's happening, while in this mayhem, he's finding calm. He's making the move towards the circle. If he can swing south, there is an opportunity. He still needs Vietnam to keep Canada's attention. They've got to know there's still 6 players alive. They have 4 of them. There's still another standing for Vietnam.
Canada have to keep their composure right now. They cannot throw this away. They need to spread out, control the compound, grab all angles and vision that they potentially can. They know Pio's roaming around the fields. They know his last rough location.
Maluk, don't do this.
They might have spotted him.
Don't do this.
Maluk,
Hold on,
please.
This is either smart or very stupid. Maluk might sacrifice himself for the greater good of information. Yes, you don't want to go 1 by 1, but you do have 4 players, so sparing 1 might be the play here. Pio is a terrifying prospect, and now you're seeing Canada moving in. Please be smart about this, Canada. If you get third-partied here, if somehow the Vietnamese player comes out and maybe gets a knock, a tag, something, it's danger.
There's only 2 here for Canada, Maluk and Moody. The other 2 are back over to the compound. There goes Sapao. It's going to be a top 2 finish here, at least for Korea. Reminder, they still haven't actually won a game. Canada have actually won 2. This could be their 3rd win of the entire Pubg Nations Cup. Surely we don't see a 1 versus 4.
He's done the smart thing. Bag is gone. It's time to be the snake. Now, the only way you win this is with utility and 1v1s. You have to capitalize on mistakes. If there's a player can do it, it's going to be Pio. But it's still Moody. It's still Maluki. These guys are very good, and they're going to see that nade. Suddenly, all eyes turn on that area.
Yeah, look, I mean, right now, Pio, he's doing everything that he can. Unfortunately, the position is just not good enough. Moody jumping up to see if he can find him in the grass. He doesn't stick out because he took that backpack off, just like you said. He left it at that hay bale. But it needs to be knocked. There's too much pressure. Pio gets a knock, but he cannot take out Canada. It's an 8-kill win, 18 points gained, and Canada pick up their 3rd win of the Pubg Nations Cup.
Big play from Canada if you want to see them moving up that leaderboard, but you cannot take it away from Korea again. They had so many issues. The circle was not theirs, but they transitioned very well. But Canada are fighting tooth and nail for this. I am so happy to see this for these guys. Very talented roster, and they played that end game with poise and incredibly smart play.
And obviously what a finish. Vietnam, Canada, South Korea. We saw the United States, we saw Thailand, we saw Chinese Taipei, Russia as well. The top 8 teams, and China, you know, like they all really went for this game, and I love to see that.
This is going to be an incredible final day. If this game is anything to go by, this is still very much up in the air. With Korea getting those placement points, with those kills for Pio, it's going to be incredible. Xenox will be back in just a moment.